Airtel India Esports Tour continues its quest to find best esports athletes. The party has reached Northeast India with the Northeast Esports Summit. Two new esports titles, Clash of Clans and FreeFire. Four qualifiers, one grand final, prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees. A golden opportunity to rank up on the national leaderboard of India's best esports athletes. Northeast, are you ready? Qualifier 1 registrations from 14th to 26th October. The serene land of diversity and charm is set to witness the celebration of esports. 8 states, 1 voice. The Northeast Esports Summit is calling. Two big titles, Clash of Clans, FreeFire. Compete in 4 online qualifiers to reach the grand finals. Prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees. Registrations open from 14th October onwards. Hello and welcome back once again for the third quarter. Wow, third time? Incredible, incredible indeed. This is of course the Northeast Esports Summit by Nodwin Gaming, powered by Airtel India Esports Store, and along with that, of course, those providing us with the energy, those providing us with the wings, it is none other than Red Bull that is providing the support. I'm your host, brother. Joining me on the analyst desk, it is none other than Fixes to talk more about the games when it comes to today, day number 1.
Right.
COC for the third time in a row. This is going to be interesting to watch.
Well, like they say, third time is definitely going to be the charm. And today, the two teams that we have in contention over here, they did come in the previous qualifiers. Could not really get through. But today, someone is definitely for sure moving ahead.
Absolutely. Because again, when you look back on two, of course, the qualifier 1, you move on to qualifier 2. After that, yes, there was a little bit of break, but moving to qualifier 3, of course, that implies that these teams have had the time and the luxury to be able to hopefully turn that time into their favor, turn that into the skill that they really need to. Of course, along with the skill comes the homework as well, right? So that is so very important for them. But along with that, talking about the teams, Fixes, what do you expect from all of these teams? In one word, if you were to describe it.
Well, unpredictable.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, the money that they are fighting for.
Oh boy, oh boy,
I'm really excited for that.
Because again, when you talk about the prize pool, you are certainly looking at a massive prize pool of 3.5 lakh INR. This is insane. But along with that, of course, it is the fact that there is 2 games. Clash of Clans and FreeFire. Now, when it comes to the qualifiers themselves, of course, there is a format that is being applied as to how you guys can participate into this massive prize pool, into these 2 wonderful games. And for that, it is not that difficult.
No, absolutely not. And considering, you know, Northeast, the region that yet is about to be explored with the kind of plethora of talents that we have. And I mean, I'm really, you know, surprised the kind of teams that have come in, the way they have been playing, the kind of strats that they are implementing. Well, in Clash of Clans, we do have those similar type of strats that you do implement, but it all comes down to your execution and your timing, as to when you use your spells and at what time you go for those freeze, what time you go for those rage, where do you deploy your units, where do you go for the funneling. So, you know, a lot of factors do come in, and that's where the skill really comes in.
Absolutely does. Now, along with that, of course, when it comes to those skills, and if you think you've got those skills like we were just talking about it, the qualifier 3 is live, but qualifier 4 still remains, because when it comes to the grand final, that is supposed to take place in December. But along with that, let's of course showcase this wonderful video that will give you a basic premise as to how you could be a part of the Northeast Esports Summit. The Northeast Esports Summit by Nodwin Gaming is a dedicated esports championship for Northeast with a prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees. The tournament has Clash of Clans and FreeFire in its lineup of games. The tournament format is fairly simple. There will be 4 qualifiers for both games, and the team securing the top spot in the qualifiers final will earn a slot in the grand finals. Now let's take a look at the format for each game. In Clash of Clans, first, the registered teams will compete in qualifiers. Each qualifier will have 128 slots. This will be a 4-day affair, with the 4th day being the qualifier finals. All matches will be played in a single elimination best-of-1 format. The winner of each qualifier will advance to the playoffs. The 4 teams will play best of 1 semi-finals, and the preceding 2 teams will play best of 3 grand finals to clinch the championship title. Now moving on to FreeFire. The registered teams will compete in the qualifiers. Each qualifier will have 400 slots. The qualifiers will be a 4-day affair, with the 4th day being the qualifier finals. Each qualifier will have 3 rounds. After round 3, a total of 12 teams will reach the qualifier finals in each of the 4 qualifiers. The qualifiers final will be played in a best of 5 format, out of which top 3 teams from each qualifier will earn a slot in the grand finals. The grand finals will have 12 teams competing in best of 12 format to earn the title of Free Fire champions at Northeast Esports Summit. Qualifier 1 registrations from 14th to 26th October. For detailed information on dates and prize pool, visit anysummit.nodwingaming.com. The grand finals are set to take place on 5th and 6th December, and all games will go live on Airtel Xtreme and YouTube and Facebook handles of Nodwin Gaming.
128 slots.
Wow.
I mean, it seriously is not that difficult. All you have to do is go in through those qualifiers and just register, and that's it. I mean, seriously, with that massive prize pool fixes, what do you think are the opportunities that are being available right here for these lads?
I mean, considering the circumstances, had they been just a bit better, I would have loved to go towards Northeast and maybe participate, because, with the kind of teams that are coming in, the probabilities are, they're still up there. The stakes are still high. 75,000 for the winners.
Exactly.
That's massive, right?
But you know what? Along with that, one more thing that I do want to say is, for those of you sitting back at home and still thinking about it, I mean, I think what's missing is for you to get them wings, because this thing will certainly give you the wings that you certainly deserve to, of course, start participating in Qualifier 4. That will be the final qualifier. With that, let's have a look at the brackets and find out what teams are we going to be looking at right off the bat in semi-final 1 for today.
Well, there you go. Assam Elites and Mizoram 2014. Now, both these teams did come in the Qualifiers 2 and Qualifiers 1, respectively. And then we have Mizo Future 2040 and Parab Baimnang. I think we've also seen them in the past.
Oh, yes.
And, today, like I said earlier, right? The third time is definitely going to be a charm. So, for sure, we will have 2 of our teams really qualifying for the finals over here for this quarter 3.
Absolutely, dude. What I am genuinely waiting for is Mizo 2014, Mizoram 2014 to go up against Mizo Future 2040. Now, for them, this is certainly going to be
a sparkling rivalry, right?
Yes, I just want that. I genuinely just want that, because that is what I'm in here for. That is going to be incredible, because 2014's journey was shut down by 2040, and that in Qualifier 1 was the conversation that I shared with Johnny, where it seemed like the Future team was just able to overcome and over-dominate against this team. But nevertheless, that was the past. Moving into Qualifier 3 today, things are looking really good. Hashtag Northeast, that is NE Summit, and let us know, who do you think is going to be winning this? Assam Elites or Mizo 2014? Or do you think, when it comes to today's final itself, what are the 2 teams that you think are going to be moving on forth? Once again, hashtag NE Summit. Type it down in chat and let us know. With that, let's get busy with the game, with the first game of the day. Quickly moving on, let's go over to our casters. That is going to be none other than Ocean Sharma and Angela Yovindo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Of course, this is qualifier number 3, a very important qualifier, actually. Like Fixer said, the fact that this is, of course, going to be third, the lucky charm. So, Ocean, what are your thoughts?
I would say, well, it can be a lucky charm, right? The way we are actually seeing it and the way it's going to happen. But the most important thing that just comes out of it is going to be the storyline. Who gets forward, as we were seeing. And we were discussing about this, right? 2014, 2040, can we see that happening? Or maybe today, Assam Elites is going to win. And maybe tomorrow, later in the matches, Parambyang is going to just come up forward. So those things are going to be happening. But then, if we're talking about the metas and all, I want to see some Hog Miner hybrid combinations today.
Absolutely. It's one of the most exciting combinations for me. It works really well in most cases and scenarios. Also, the air attacks are something that Mizo 2014 like to play. We've seen them play it before in the previous qualifiers. So now, of course, Assam Elites doing very fine for themselves in the previous qualifier, looking to take it all the way this time to the grand finale. They're going to be starting up with Professor's attack here from Assam Elites. He's already started his walk there from the south side. Do see the healers. They are available with the Archer Queen. There's a beautiful poison also getting deployed just to make sure that all the troops are completely annihilated before he starts the continuing attack. And like Ocean expected, a hybrid attack, he's going to be getting it on the screen here. It's a hybrid Hog Miner with 15 miners and 12 Hogs in his arsenal.
Seems like a pretty good hybrid attack, right? He's had Hawks and Miners out there going for the Queen walk right from the start. As you can see, the healer is at the base support, and a good spells is coming in. Rage spells is being used out there to its perfection. So I would say that's a good opening, a good funnel being created by this one. And I want to see the abilities being used from the Queen next. That might just come in, but for now, the balloon is going to be just moving up as well. Just trying to get those hidden troops, hidden areas. And look at this Yeti on one side, and Wallbreaker going to be making an opening for Queen to just chime in slowly and steadily. Thanks to that wall breaker, now Queen is going to do everything. Look at a beautiful rage is coming in.
Absolutely, and of course the Queen, her ability has been deployed. I'm a little worried that he didn't really send that wall breaker into the Town Hall compartment with the Archer Queen. He sent it to the secondary compartment. I don't know how helpful that's going to be, but for now, of course, the Archer Queen, she's still alive with those healers, going to be able to manage to take down that whole compartment. Meanwhile, onto the west side now, you do see that there's a siege barrier getting dropped there with the Barbarian King. The P.E.K.K.A is there. The Royal Champion with the Hawks are going to be driving the fun there from the south side. But look at that Inferno Tower completely getting frozen there for now. It was doing quite a bit of damage there to all the Hawks, but finally the Town Hall has been taken down. He's got that 1 star, going to be getting that 2nd star for his 50% damage, but time, my friend, now is pretty low.
Kudos to the Queen, man. Kudos to the Queen. Just look at this. Queen all alone, let alone did 52% of the individual damage that she actually had to do. Right from the back, she did, and then the push actually just came in, the Hybrid Hawkman, the push, that just chimed in, and I think this might just go to a 3-star attack. Easy 3-star. Might just coming. Heal actually goes down right now. Then with the hero bases as they fall down as well, and now Royal Champion is going to be out there, and if we're talking about King, well, King's going to go for the King.
Well, that's very interesting. The fact that Professor, even the last time he performed, he was able to give us that 100%. And we very meticulously told you, ladies and gentlemen, how he really managed to do that. So he's very surgical with his deployment. I was very impressed with the way he placed that wall breaker. The fact that he didn't enter the Town Hall compartment. A normal player would really look to take the Town Hall down first and let the other things be. But he kind of first realized that he wants to take down the compartment that's completely doing the damage to his Hawk Riders. And he sent his Archer Queen there and then sent out a second wall breaker just for the Hawks. So I think that is what was key for him into winning this first game. But Assam Elites, first victory in the bag for them.
I mean, they got 3 stars, right? Right off the bat, right off the first game, they have 3 stars. That means they have gathered the momentum right now. I want to see what the other team does, right? I want to see what how Mizoram actually reacts to this one. Because if they go for a 3-star for themselves, it's good. Because obviously they'll be getting 100% as well. But if it's a 2-star, then Assam Elites will come back once again, go for a 3-star attack, and then that 1-star gap for the next game becomes a 4-star gap. If you even have a 3-star attack in the next one, you'll still be lagging 1 star behind. So that's where the pressure already comes up on the opponents.
Absolutely. And Mizo, the last time they performed, I didn't really see them have those 3-star performances. They kind of lack that synergy. But it's been about 2 weeks since our previous qualifier. We had qualified to a few weeks back, so you can definitely check out the highlights, ladies and gentlemen. But this is where I really want to see whether they've learned from their mistakes and are going to be changing the tides here. We're going to have Pitera come into this fight. Now, Mizo 2014, opening the act pretty strong here. They have 5 Super Witches Ocean, which is very interesting. They've also added 2 balloons in their arsenal. They're going to start their walk there from the east side. You do see the Grand Warden in the front lines. You also see the healers on the back lines. Now, I'm looking to see whether he wants to go for a suicide hero attack, which means that he'll send all the 3 heroes simultaneously onto the board, take down the required troops, and then go for the witch attack. But now, of course, onto the back lines now, the witches are here looking very confident.
That's going to be, going for the super troops with itself. And now I think this push seems good for now. But, we'll have to see if this push just gets taken down. Siege Barrack has been deployed as well. P.E.K.K.A is going to be chiming in from that one. And look at this, the ability of King has been deployed as well. It's going to take down the outer equipment, right? The outer towers, outer gold mines and everything. But inside the compartments is where everything's going to go down. Look at this. That's why that cannon helped it out. And the King went down right now. Elite Barbs are still out there, but they'll be taken down one by one. It's all down to P.E.K.K.A and Wizards as well. Now with some Super Witches. But I don't think so that this attack is going to be a pretty good one. Because this attack might just go down at 80% as well.
mean, there are three things that I see not working here. The one thing being that the Eagle Archery is already alive. That means that it's going to be constantly doing a lot of splash damage. The second thing is that he had only one rage and one free spell by the time he dropped the Super Witches. And Super Witches in general, they need a lot of rage or a haste spell to really make them move fast onto the map. So I do doubt that time is also going to be on his side. But apart from that, it looks like they've all gotten pretty squishy here because he only has a Royal Champion in the front lines. The Grand Warden is still alive, but the Eagle Archery, it was a curse in qualifier number 2 and it's turning out to be a curse here today for Mizoram 2014. They're finally going to be able to take it down, but at the cost of losing quite a few troops now.
They lost maximum troops to that artillery right now, and so Eagle Artillery was taken down, but I would say a few Super Witches surviving. That's going to be a good point, and now we are going to be hitting the 80% marker. If we can take it down to 90%, that'll be good. 3-star might just be a challenge as you can see, heroes are falling down. Royal Champion might be the next one to go down as well right now. What's going to happen? Royal Champion goes down almost, and yes, it does. Now it's down to the final Super Witches, and if that just, takes toll, it might as well just go down. It won't be 100%, right? It might as well be, what, 95, 96%, because there are a few defensive troops that are going to be just fighting up everything. But still, time, there was a moment when time was at their favor. Now it's going to be their enemy.
I mean, it's such a good attack when you look at it overall. The way he started off, I didn't really see this convert into a 3-stars, but the way he's converting now, it does feel like he's coming with a plan. He's going to be closing it mostly in the nick of seconds, but Pitera, at the end, no matter what's said and done, it does feel like he can convert this. He has 2 seconds left, and he's going to be doing it there. Getting that first 100% for his team as an opening attack, and with a very difficult combination, playing the Super Witches and being able to convert. And the fact that he had only one raid spell and one free spell, I really doubted how he's going to be able to convert, but I think time was on his side. He's gone back to the drawing board, done his homework, and that's the first 3 stars in favor of Mizoram 2014.
Well, that was close. That was close. Because almost I had, like, if I was playing that one, I would have given the hope, right? In the final moments that time will be my enemy. Will I be able to complete the 3-star attack? Will it be 2-star 99%? Because last time, if you remember, we saw that 2-star 99% just coming out there. So I would have been like, maybe it's going to be 98, 99. Because first of all, what we're going to look is at the number of stars. It's going to be 3-2. Then already we think like the team with 3 stars already has a lead. But right now, with all these things, we are back to square one. 3 stars each is what we have right now.
A very good start here to the competition, I must say. This is only semi-final 1, ladies and gentlemen. After this, we're going to have semi-final number 2. And the winner of that, from both the titles, are then going to go ahead and play tomorrow against each other. So if you're sitting at home and looking to cheer for the team, go hashtag #NESummit and let us know between these 2 teams, who do you think should be stepping into the grand finale? But because for now, I really don't know. Meanwhile, of course, the next attacker here is going to be from Assam Elites. With 2 pawn, it's going to be attacking here. Apologies if I pronounce his name wrong. He's going to go for a hybrid hog miner combination for himself. 15 hogs, 15 miners, 11 hogs in his favor. He also has 1 head hunter. And the beauty is he's taken out that Eagle Archery, right? The big thing. He's like, I don't even want to deal with that later on in the game. And then he's going to start his archer walk there from the east side.
Now we're going to see the difference of, Eagle Artillery being taken down at the earliest. Because previously, Eagle Artillery used to be like one of the later stage defenses that were being taken out. But now, as it got taken out in the first, as you can see, Queen is not going to be having any problem as of now, obviously, because Eagle Archery gets deployed once you set up certain number of troops in the base. But right now, Queen, she's open to every sort of damage that she can give. Is taking down troops one by one. Another Rage. So Rage is being deployed one by one. Now Headhunter is going to be taken out as well. As you can see, Headhunter is going to go and attack the defensive side's heroes. And now I think defensive side's heroes are going to be going down as well. And yes, they do.
Absolutely, and with that, of course, 25% damage already done on the clock now. If you look at the base here, structured very beautifully, you see 2 Inferno Towers, one in the compartment of the Town Hall and the other one in the compartment, in the central compartment. So that's going to be a little risky here. The Archer Queen, of course, she's going to be taking on the defensive CC for now. She needs to take that Lava Hound now. I do see the poison. It's a little far away, so a few of those Lava Puffs are not really going to be in the poison and it's going to disappear. So a lot more time getting wasted there by the Queen. But meanwhile, onto the other side now, you do see the Royal Champion with the Grand Warden. The Hogs are there. They all want to start chipping down, but that multi-targeted Inferno, somebody needs to deal with that. The Archer Queen has taken a full ocean, and that's going to be a huge problem now.
Right now, yes, that is going to be a bit of a problem. They don't have a single star. I mean, they were trying to get the first star in the favor. Now they do get it. Might as well go for the second one as well. But they have lost enough troops in that journey. Now King's going to be, moving on to one side, but Lava Pups are trying to do everything in their favor so that they can take that King down, and will try to go with everything. One Wizard on one corner is going to be taking down a few of the troops, just going to be cleaning up right now, but a good ability charge coming up from King. Next going to be deploying some elite buffs as well, and this might just give them a slow boost, but it's not going to be worth it.
Absolutely. I mean, I look back at this fight. I think the good part for him was that he took down the Eagle Artillery, so that was not a big cause of concern. But when your Archer Queen is placed down, making sure that poison is at the defensive CC control is so very important. And for him to take down that Lava Hound itself took so very long that the poison disappeared by the time the Lava Puffs really came out. And Lava Puffs together onto an Archer Queen definitely are much stronger than the healers doing the required heal to the Archer Queen. So I think that's where he kind of messed up a lot. I think if he had done that part correctly, the Lava Puffs wouldn't have gone further and then started doing their own havoc. But I would say very, very surprising attack. I think this was such a basic thing, and we see so many players do this right without even having to conclude on that. But I think somewhere Bitupon getting a little excited over there, losing the Eagle Artery, had a curse in a different way today.
So exactly. So the start was good, right? You take down Eagle Artery, you take down one main equipment that you need to do. But then this is one thing of the game. I mean, you deploy something, you think it's going to go left, and eventually somehow it shifts just a bit right, and that creates a butterfly effect on this area, and that changes your full progression of how you want to, end the attack. Because eventually, when you see a base, you're like, yeah, I can 3-star it. You put down your queen, you think your queen's going to go left, it goes right, that changes everything. That 3-star gets converted into 70% 2-star.
And very depressing. I mean, 70% Assam elites, they're not going to be liking this fact. They've already come back in qualifier number 2, not been able to make it to the grand finale. Now they come in qualifier 3, and one big attack going wrong for them. This 70% is very costly when you will look at the final attack damage. So Assam elites now looking to just get the stars. As long as they get the 3 stars, we will not be looking at the attack damage, and that's the only thing that they can work around. Now for now, Mizoram 2014 going to be sending in Chief next, and he's going to go with super minions. He's got 5 minions in his arsenal. He also has 6 Electro Dragons and 8 balloons. So an air attack finally coming out here from Mizo 2040. Now I do like the fact that air attacks are great, but when you look at this base structure, you do realize it's quite vast. There are not many compartments. They're really far away, so it gets a little dangerous when you have dragons. But let's see how Chief can do it for now. He's going to send out his dragons there from the east side, of course. Already taken down 20% of the base. Beautiful rage getting deployed there out of 3 of them, and the Grand Board and everybody in his circle moving forward. Somewhere I feel Chief has moved too fast too soon, but if he can convert this, it'll be really good.
It started off pretty fast, right? Now I'm only surprised if it just ends up pretty fast as well. I mean, if we talk about this one, he still has a few troops. And now he's just deploying everything, as you can see, but dragons are falling short. But will this reach Town Hall? Probably it's gonna, I would say that this is gonna just go down in the compartment of Town Hall, and that's a breeze being deployed out there, so that seems good. And if we talk for everything, right now, an early ability usage of each and every troop that he had. I mean, look at that. The King just used its ability right off the bat. The dragons are being taken down right now. So yeah, it did a lot of damage, but somehow, Mr. 2014, I would say this might not end at the best ways.
Somewhere Assam elites, they could be really happy about this. The fact that this is no way going above 70%, and they just had really a very bad attack. Now this puts me into question that whether they really sent out their best attackers in the first 2 games, and then they were like, okay, let's send the ones that they're not really confident on, and then close with a really strong attacker. But the problem with that is that you're giving a lot of room to your opponents to plan ahead. And in this particular case, Chief not being able to convert this, and this was actually with the base layout. The fact that when you look at this base, you ask yourself, do you go with something you're super comfortable with, or do you go for something that really works well on the base? For Chief, I didn't see both of them work. This really didn't feel like a deck choice that he was super confident on. I felt that maybe if he had gone for a hybrid Hog Miner, we could have seen a different result today.
Actually, yes, because I somehow feel, everyone is shifting to the air meta, right? They're going for the air troops more and more. But I somehow feel that if you stick to the basics, because the basics right now is still with that hybrid Hogminer combination, you can actually get the best out of everything, because you know each and every positive and negative of that attack. And that's one thing that I would say can change a lot of things. Right now in this one, I would say Assam Elites might have been like, man, we just did a 70% attack. What are we going to do? And then they stopped their opponents at a 66% attack. Now they're going to be like, yeah, we have this in us. Like, we can take the next one 2 or 3 star probably, and we can change everything. But still, once again, I would say hybrid Hogminer combination, because that's my personal favorite. So, that's what I would say. That's trusted and tested. You should go for that only.
Absolutely. Even the Yeti bowlers is another combination we saw in qualifier number 2. Did fantastically well for some players. Maybe Kangon could be the one to make a convert, but he's also going for an air attack. But the interesting part is, look, this space is really compact, so it works really well with an air attack. Let's see whether he can convert this attack, because it's not only just having the right cards, it's also making sure you have the right drops and execute with that flow in a base like this. So he needs to get a lot of things right to make this work. For now, of course, he's going to start his attack there from the west side. You see the Electros there with the balloons already creating the required passage, but too many units have been dropped. So that means Eagle Archery has come on live and they're splashing damage onto all those Electro Wizards. Meanwhile, on the side now, you do see the Barbarian King. He has been dropped here just to start an outward defensive control here. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the Dragons that are going to be our main focus. We're going to see the Grand Warden all in the circle of that. A Stone Slammer going to make its way towards the center compartment. But look at that Eagle Archery. It's just so difficult to take it down now.
Yeah, it is difficult to take it down because obviously it's right out there in the corners of the center lines, and there are a lot of defensive units doing everything that they can. Queen's ability was charged for sure, but Queen might just go around. That was a failure of Queen's ability coming up from some elites. Now this might just, end up everything 62% 2-star. Seems pretty good, but might not get to a 3-star yet. I mean, they'll have to pull off a miracle if they can, if they need it to go for a 3-star attack. Eagle Archery needs to fall. It needs to fall down, but the King is still surviving, doing everything that a King can to take down everything from the opponent kingdom. And Eagle Archery, there she goes.
Absolutely. Finally, we're going to see the Knight end here, the Eagle Archery, but it's still 2 stars, 76% damage done. Now, it's not really a high scorecard, but look at the amount of time and that he has 2-3 dragons remaining. We could see this go from 85 to 90%. I think which overall is pretty fine for some elites after them ending at 70%. But I still feel he could have converted this better. Sending out those dragons a little too fast, a little too early on into the fight, lost him that momentum of the heroes. And maybe if the heroes had come first and just done a suicide attack and then we had seen dragons, they could have managed to take down a little bit more defensive CC. But for now, of course, the lightning getting deployed, then the dragons are going to say goodbye now. We still have one archer queen. One archer, actually, not even a queen. Going to be a queen in the future. Doing a little bit of damage here. Going to take the total scorecard there to an 87%. Assam Elites, not a bad scorecard. But, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to conclude with that. I think not a bad scorecard at all.
Yeah, this was good. Like, obviously, this was better than the previous one, right? Because the previous one was shut down. This one tried to give up a very good fight. And obviously, somehow I would say, yeah, Queen's ability, when it was deployed, it took a bad toll. Because they deployed the ability, but they deployed it right when there were so many defensive units right in the middle. Like, the archers that came out of that ability, they were kind of confused. Like, should we take down this crossbow or that cannon? And that's where those archers just went down, and then the Queen went down as well. So that's where it happened. But the King survived. And after that survival, King actually took down a bit of a toll on its own self. But, well, taking down that Eagle Artillery, the difference that it made, had it been done earlier in this kind of base, I mean, it would have actually done like 100% for sure.
Absolutely. And somewhere they're going to be okay with this. I think they need to keep these performances going. Anything above an 85%, in my opinion, should be fine. But now, of course, it's going to be Peter here from the side of Mizoram looking to make a conversion, going with something very tried and tested. It's going to be the Hog Miner combination yet again onto your screens. 14 Hogs, 16 Miners, compact base. I do feel this could work in his favor. The Eagle Archery compartment, as you can see, is very secluded into one whole compartment. So he needs to be careful about that. But now, of course, he's going to start his attack there from the north side. He's done 9% damage. The healers are there with the Archer Queen. Beautiful walk getting started. He's just going to drop down a quick rage just to make sure he can take down this Royal Champion. Meanwhile, lightning getting deployed. That's going to be scary. But he's looking to see an opening here. Once he gets that wall breaker and creates that opening, he can move forward.
Easily, that movement will be coming up easily for sure. Now, Expo might be the next one to go down after that. For sure, movement inside the compartment is going to be coming in. A good race is going to be coming in out there as well. But for the troops, the freeze was needed, and that is where it just came down to. I want to see where that, those troops just come in. If we are just going to see the push from Hogs and the miners. But before that, I would say you should use a headhunter right now, just because you need to, fight that king. But before that happens, they're going to go straight away for the town hall. 20% will be on the charts, and with that, 1 star just coming in, and now king versus queen. Queen for sure is going to take this one.
Patience is a key for Peter. I mean, he's been so patient with that queen. The fact that he took out the super minions with just the poison, but he deployed the queen ahead was really well played. She's taken about 30% of the space already. Ability has been deployed. Meanwhile, from the east side now, from the west side now, you do see the siege barrack. It's going to be deployed there. There is a P.E.K.K.A. with the Barbarian King moving forward. And now, of course, you see the army of Hogs make their entrance there. The Grand Warden on the back lines. Everybody in his aura. Now, this is really working, right? I don't really see the Eagle Artery charged up yet. It's again going to be charged up now, and that's a little risky. The splash damage going in the central part of the Hawks, so that's a little risky. They need to take this Eagle Artery down soon. Meanwhile, the multi-targeted Inferno doing quite a bit of damage there to the remaining Hawks, but it does feel like a good conversion. The only worry for me with Peter is that does he have enough time, because he took so much time with the Queen, and that's going to be difficult for him to recover in the last 60 seconds. But now he has those 42 seconds, so he's moving down with easier. You do see the Barbarian King in the front line, the healers still keeping the Archer Queen alive. Meanwhile, now I hardly see any defenses alive. Only the Inferno Tower is going to be the other one that's going to be troubling them a little bit, and that's going to be taking a fall soon. Somewhere Peter looking to convert this to a 3 stars today.
This is an easy 3-star. Just like we said, tried and tested is what this hybrid combination is. And that's where the test just ends up. And this is going to be looking like pretty easy for Peter. And obviously this, once again, puts Mizoram right on the track where they needed to be. They needed those 3 stars just for that lead. Now they'll be having 8 stars in total. And Assam Elites will be having 7. So Assam Elites, they need to have a good 3-star for themselves. And they need to stop Mizoram at a 2-star. But for now, Mizoram getting this 100% attack for themselves. A pretty good outing by this team.
I think he played phenomenal. I mean, when I saw him start the attack and take about at least 1 minute with that Archer Queen, the super minions were doing quite a bit of damage to her. And that was the point where I was a little worried that he's going to lose his Archer Queen super early. But then he dropped this really cool poison onto the super minions and let everything else be frozen. And that's where he actually won this. You know, the fact that he took out that time, didn't really just use too many units to take down too much. He gave the Archer Queen enough time to pull out that momentum, get the ability used, and then he sent the Hawks from the other side. Now, the 2 things that happened right there is because he didn't send too many units at the beginning, his Eagle Artery didn't get charged up. And that gave him enough of time to use the Hogs in 2 separate ways and get that splash damage. So I think Peter played this beautifully. I think his execution will be something that I'm looking forward to see again in the grand finale. If he can pull off something similar, I could see this team go forward all the way and make it to the grand finale of the Northeast champion. I mean, I was talking about the finale tomorrow, but I also want to see them go all the way till the end, I think.
And for these players, I would say Airtel India Esports Tour is actually waiting, right? Because they are showcasing that incredible talent, and they are showcasing, like, for Professor for sure, because just like we were talking about this, we know 2 professors now from this particular game, and both the professors teach us how to go for 3 stars perfectly, and that's what they go for, that's what they do. But right now with Mizoram as well, I mean, the players are doing everything like talked about Peter. Obviously his attack was incredible, but for the next one it's going to be dip, and let's see if it dips on that 3-star or not, because he is going to go for the same attack that we saw, and that is where hybrid combination just comes in. But before that, one Queen Walk is going to be coming in, but before that you can see the balloon is going to be taking out those hidden units, plus Yeti is going to be doing every inch of damage if it can, and onto the back lines is where the Queen comes in.
Absolutely, and the interesting part here for Dip is that he's going to be able to shut down this Eagle Artery very early on. He's started his walk there from the west side, and the Archer Queen, she's not entered that compartment yet, but she should be there in a little while. Meanwhile, it's because he's going to be dropping a siege barrack, of course, there from the south side. The P.E.K.K.A.'s there, the Barbarian King is there, and the Archer Queen, she still needs to enter that area. No funnel being created as of now, so that is a little worrisome for me. Meanwhile, the Hog Rider is now entering the compartment, but nobody is going to the Eagle Artery chamber, and that is risky here for the side of Dip. Meanwhile, on the back lines now, you do see the P.E.K.K.A. He's going to be taking a fall next. Meanwhile, you do see the Grand Warden. He's doing pretty fine there. Defensive Ice Golem that is going to be freezing quite a few units there as soon as he's taken down. So that's another risk here for Dip. Meanwhile, on the sidelines now the Royal Champion, he's aiming for the Town Hall. He needs to take it down. Not a single star yet in his favor. Can get it now with this next attack, but now the Lava Hound, it's a defensive Lava Hound, and do they have enough to take that Lava Hound down is the next question in the hour. Of course, the first star coming in his favor with the Town Hall taking a fall. The second star not too far away, but Ocean, I don't think this is going to convert to a 3 stars. Even a high percentage 2 stars seems like a dream now.
But even if a 2-star happens, again they'll fall short because that's going to take them to a 9-star overall. While Mistrum, they already have 8 stars and they'll be having another attack in their arsenal. But for now, 2 balloons are going to be coming in as well from the other sides, and that's where the balloons are going to be falling down. The most important thing is they have deployed every unit but 5 wizards, and once they do that as well, that's going to go down. But look at that, the ability of King has been deployed as well on one side, but the Expo is doing everything in its favor to take down the King, and yes it does! It does on 1 HP. Expo takes down King.
This is going out of control here for Dip. I mean, there were so many things that went right here, but there was 2-3 things that went completely wrong here. The fact that nobody went for that Eagle Archery Chamber. Look at that. That 2 small little archers are trying to do what the others were supposed to do. And finally, they are successful. So that's one good news here. But 69%. I mean, you know, when I saw that Archer Walk start, I didn't really see a wall breaker. I didn't really see a funnel getting created to go into a compartment. She was completely on the outside of the whole base. And when you're looking to really convert with a queen right at the beginning, you got to make sure that you enter at least one compartment. Her taking down one compartment and taking the total scorecard to a 30% is all her job is. There is no real other job for the queen. But she didn't manage to do that. And I think that's where all the risk started. And even if the Hawks would have entered the Eagle Archery Chamber from the north side rather than coming from the south, maybe he would have converted better. But at 70%, they're a little risky. They have only one more attack left now.
The best part that I'm going to say is Expo was 1 HP. It took down King. It took down Queen. It took down 5 wizards at the end. It was a full value Expo even at 1 HP. It did incredible in that attack. I mean, obviously, it's going to be something that they'll have to, just look at again. But it shuts down King's and Queen's abilities. I mean, that's incredible how you plan your defenses. Because obviously, you're planning your attacks as well. But planning defenses is as important as planning the attacks, right?
Absolutely, I have to agree. I mean, your best offense is your best defense is what I really call it that way. And in this case, of course, that Expo MVP here getting dipped completely in his own sand. But now, of course, we have the final player. Not the final player, actually. He's the 4th attacker here from Mizoram 2014. They've already secured their stars. If this converts to a 3 stars, then Mizoram 2014 are moving forward in this. But if they don't convert, there is still a chance here for Assam Elite. Back. In this particular attack, you're going to see the Super Witches make their entrance here. Vanlal looking to convert this for himself. You're also going to see this Inferno Tower is going to be quite irritating here since you do see the walk. It has started here from the north side, and that's going to be a quick conversion. But nice freeze getting deployed there onto the Inferno Tower. Meanwhile, from the north side, now the Archer Queen with the Grand Warden, with the healers, with the Super Witches. Oh my god, it's everything here coming in from Mizoram 2014 in this attack, and they want to convert. They've entered that central compartment. Nice points are getting deployed there, but now the Town Hall, it has been activated. Finally going to be taken down there. 1 star in his favor already. He's moving in the right direction, but he needs to continue this flow. He needs to enter that second compartment and take down Inferno Tower. Meanwhile, in the front lines now, nice rage getting deployed. That's going to be another compartment getting taken down. Now a defensive Archer Queen in the Eagle Archery Chamber. That's going to be Van Lal's next challenge.
For sure, but now they are in the second compartment, and that is where they are doing maximum damage. Look at this. Eagle Archery, for sure, it's going to go down right about now. Yes, it might just go down as per se, but look at this. After that, they're going to be taking down Inferno Towers as well. Some Expos are doing enough damage to take down a few troops of their own, but Super Witches are doing everything to take down those Super Troopers. Right up forward, Scattershot might just go down next, but before that, it's going to be a different story because Scattershot is doing damage as much as it can. Cannons onto the back lines and Arch Tower defenses. Once these go down, they'll have just 1 compartment to worry about it. Once they do that, I think they are going to go for another 3 star.
I'm a little sad here for Mizoram 2014. I wish they had a few more cleanup troops, because now when I look at the outskirts of the map, there's so many other buildings they need to take down in time. And of course, they do have the time. They have about 59 seconds. But Super Witches being so generally slow, I don't really think they can rotate all around the map and take down all the remaining compartments. And that is, of course, my worry here. But Mizo, I think they're fine. I mean, they are lacking 1 star. I don't think they're going to be getting it in this fight. Hopefully, in fight number 5, they can convert this for themselves. But at the same time, those big boys at the front lines are going to be starting to chip down onto the outside. Now, I don't really see a lot of defenses left, except that one Inferno Tower. That's going to be a huge cause of concern there for their Grand Warden. But if they're able to annihilate that Inferno Tower, they can still push this post the 90% marker. But getting to 100%, I have my serious doubts about that.
I mean, they can push to a pretty good number. Obviously, had they had like 10 extra seconds or something, they might just rotate around all these areas, but they'll try everything, right? What they can go for is 93, 94% of a marker for themselves, as they'll take down 1 gold mine and then the gold collector as well. But right now, those hidden bombs are doing everything. But I would say, yeah, 92 is where they are. Might as well go for 93. No, 92%. 2-star, obviously takes them to 10 stars. And once again, they have the game in their hands. I mean, they just don't have to mess up the last attack if they can.
Yeah, they have to make everything go right in the final attack here. If they're able to do that, like I mentioned, they're going to be moving forward, and you will see them play tomorrow, which is going to be a very exciting match. They're also going to be the people watching the next match, because the semifinals are watched by both the groups, and they know the weaknesses and the strengths that come into play. So I'm sure their opponents, whoever they are from the next set of games, are also watching them very closely. So the mistakes they make today, I hope they don't repeat them tomorrow. But at the same time, good attack here. I think a 91, 92% is something that we look for a very good 2-star attack, and they were able to convert that. But now we are down to the last 2 attacks, and these attacks are going to define, are we going to look at stars or are we going to look at attack damage? And Ocean, if I have to ask you, between these 2 teams, who do you think has a better attack damage?
Right now, I would say Mizoram for sure, because obviously they have had, even if we're talking about 2-star attacks, they've had like what, 70 and 80 and 90% attacks. If we're talking about Assam Elise, they've had 60 and 70%. So obviously, if we're talking about the overall damage stuff, I think Mizoram takes that toll in an easy way. But I don't think so. We're going to be looking forward to the damage, because I would say somehow stars are going to define everything in this one, because Mizoram, they are looking for a bigger picture right now.
Well, stars defining life yet again here for the Northeast Summit. Let's see what Hitesh has in store for us. He's going to be playing from Assam Elites. Has 4 Super Witches. I'm really excited at the fact that a lot of players today are using the Super Witches. We could see something similar in the second semifinals also today. For now, with the Super Witches, you do see 1 Ice Golem, 3 Headhunters, which is interesting. He has 5 healers and 3 balloons in his arsenal. Now, let's see how he pans this out. He's waiting, and he's being really patient, yeah? Going to be just sending a few shots there into the central compartments. Also, a quick earthquake spell going to be deployed. Meanwhile, if you look at the Inferno Towers, I see 3 in a triangle formation right into each chamber. But the Eagle Artery, it is in the central part of the compartment. So Hitesh needs to decide where he wants to start his walk from. Meanwhile, now from the south side of the map, you are going to see the Archer Queen there with the healers start her walk, entering that first compartment. Needs to take down the Inferno Tower. Once that Inferno Tower does take a fall, we could then see the Super Witches coming.
See how it gets down to control as it is taking control instantly. But if you talk about Super Witches, yeah, last attack was decent with them, but you know, an attack's execution always goes from plan 0, and that is where you start the attack. And we'll have to see how the starting comes up, because right now the healers are actually helping the Royal Champion, but now they're going to be shifting everything towards the other side as they are focusing their attention on Super Witch. I would say you should have saved the healers, obviously, for the Queen, because Queen and healers is a pretty good combination. But right now, Queen is on her own. Obviously, she'll be having her abilities for her own self. But Town Hall is where right now everyone's going, and Town Hall gets taken down. But CC troops are just out there for defenses. But CC troops, I mean, Lava Hound will be going down next, and that's where Pups are going to do a lot of trouble.
I mean, look at those Expos. They're just outshining everything on the map for me. They're just spiking over and over again, giving everybody a havoc time. Meanwhile, look at those Inferno Towers. Those multi-Inferno Towers are literally connected to everything, giving those Expos so much of room, so much of momentum to convert each space coming in here from Hitesh. He's already lost about 30% of his hogs, and it does feel like he's going to be losing some more. But onto the backlines now, the Super Witches are there, all getting clogged in that central compartment. I feel that a wall breaker could have done immensely good for him. The headhunter is already getting used up. And now Hitesh, he has about 1 minute in his arsenal to really convert. He's going to be converting on that Eagle Artery now, giving that extra percentage. 2 stars in his favor. He could convert this to 3 stars, but he has to be really surgical about it. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, of course, the Royal Champion will be taking down another big compartment, but he's going to be taking a fall now. And the defensive Royal Champion now going to be a little troublesome here into the front lines for the Super Witches, and would be able to take one down, but in the end, he's going to be taking a fall next. 40 seconds left on the clock. I do feel he can push this all the way to an 80%, but Hitesh, I think losing those Hawks to those Inferno Towers and Expos, biggest mistake, my friend. I don't really think that's going to be able to convert to 100 stars today.
This is going to be a bad toll, because obviously even if they go for a 2-star attack, it's going to be 11 stars. And Mizram, they need to just get a 2-star attack in the next one just so that they take that win, right? They already have 10 stars in their bags. So if we're talking about this one, 70% 2-star right now, seems decent. Might as well go for 73, 74, 75. Not more than that, probably 76 is where they might send, but it's 5 seconds. And this is where it just goes down for them. Might as well go for the no. 75% 2-star is what Hitesh does. And that takes the team to 11 stars overall. While Mizram, in order to win, they just need 1 star, because obviously they already have a higher damage. Might as well go for a 2-star and even better, 3 stars.
I mean, this is where we talk about probabilities. And in my opinion, if we do see a 1-star attack, which is possible, we have seen attacks that have been 1-star, there is a chance. But otherwise, as soon as you see those 2 stars, ladies and gentlemen, and the overall damage, we are kind of got a winner in the bag. For now, of course, it's the last attack here from the side of Mizoram. Knight is going to be performing on your screens. He knows he's got everything almost going for his team, so he's going to go with the Super Witch attack himself, looking very confident, I must say. 2 balloons in his arsenal. He also added 1 giant and 1 headhunter and 1 siege barrack. But now, of course, he's going to start his walk there from the south side. It's going to be the Grand War in the front lines. You see the healers at the back. Meanwhile, onto the sidelines, of course, he's going to be sending a few balloons just to make sure if there are any hidden traps or something like that, he can deal with them. Now, for him, the good part is that the town hall is already on the east side, and that's where he's going to start his attack from. So that's going to be the first star already going into his favor, and then all he's going to do is take this to a 50% and get that 2nd star for himself.
This flag goes right, but before that, there's one thing that I just want to say is that the king goes down, and the king is going to be a bad win for them for sure. But look at this right now. What they're doing is they're trying to do everything, take down a 2nd star in their favor if they can. But for now, it might just seem like a difficult thing, because obviously they are not just taking every group inside. Seafair was deployed for sure, and that is where maximum troops just came in. But now Hawkman is coming in as well. Hawk's going to do damage to the outer areas. That's where the Arch Tower might go down, and there it is. They are just taking everything with them. But on to one side where I would say Grand Warden is, that area is, that area is obviously being taken down, but they need to focus on the central lines, that Eagle Artillery compartment, the Inferno Tower behind that. Those compartments are really important.
Absolutely. Most important compartments. You already see the Eagle Artery much live, much more damage getting dealt. But, I was looking at the way the multi-Inferno Tower was doing damage, and I realized that it's equally horrifying to go against a multi-Inferno Tower as it is going against an Eagle Artery, and that is something the Knight has finally been able to deal with. He's got enough time on his clock, and he has a final Inferno Tower to take down. No more spells on his side, so whatever you see right now is all that's remaining for him onto the map. The Super Witch is in the front lines, doing quite a bit of damage. The Air Sweeper causing a little bit of trouble. The Tornado Trap holding the Archer Queen in place, but she's finally going to take down that Air Sweeper, but that Inferno Tower still alive, taking down the last Super Witch here onto the map. But Knight's done it. I mean, he needed to get 2 stars in his favor. He got those 2 stars. We never asked him for a high attack performance, but he gave us a 91%. And that itself is going to be moving, I think, with Ram 2014 for tomorrow's big final.
For sure. And the way it's still going, it's not stopping. It's like I want to make the best use of even the last second. So it went down to 93 as well. And with that, Mizoram 2014 for sure looks like a winner to me. I mean, they played like a winner, right? Since the first attack. I mean, now some elites, they had a good start. Like, they had the first attack, and that was a 3-star attack. But Mizoram, they knew when to give the answer, how to give the answer, and what to do when they had the answer.
And this is also a very interesting fact that both these teams have come into qualifier 1 or qualifier 2, showed us some great performances over there. It was unlucky today, I think, for Assam Elites to face a team they've already faced prior to this, and know that when it comes to maybe the skill gap or the experience gap, they were slightly the underdogs today. But the great part of the Northeast Championship is the fact that they still have qualifier number 4. And if Assam Elites has learned from their mistakes today, I'm sure they can definitely come back into qualifier number 4 and showcase what they got. But for now, of course, congratulations to the team. Let's head back to the desk and see what our host and analyst thought about it.
Thank you so very much, Angela and Ocean. Indeed, an incredible game coming in from both the clans. But boy, oh boy, I mean, you start breaking it down. Of course, there was just that 1 star difference.
Yeah.
But overall, Fixes, what do you think went completely awesome
I think,
and wrong?
Both the attacks were kind of both the teams were pretty average over here.
Right.
A lot of errors were made from both the teams. It was Mizoram that really came out on top, courtesy to that 1 extra star.
True.
But if you really have to break down what really happened, was some were just not in the zone. I mean, we saw a lot of blatant attacks,
Exactly.
like getting super minions out there and not really having a right direction as to what they wanted to do. The funneling was not right, and even we saw some super witch strats that could not really be executed really well.
Absolutely. I mean, when it came down to Assam Elite's performance today, it was just not appreciable. Because again, you're looking at 80% damage overall, 80.6% damage from Assam Elites, and 90.2% damage. And again, that itself is a huge difference right there. The 10% difference within that number is incredible, because again, I look back onto Assam Elite's performance in Qualifier 2, where Dip, Hitesh, Gohan, they all brought in some incredible results. But this time around, Gohan, overall, I mean, these are the lads who brought in 100% 3 stars, and right now it was just very sad to see them not even cross that 80 percentile mark.
On the note, I really can say that they were actually trying to try out some new strats, which did not really work out. But this is still not the end of the road, because we still have yet another qualifier to go.
Absolutely, and again, that could very well be the charm for these lads. But indeed, talking about Mizoram 2014, the way this clan right off the bat started off with that 100 star. 100% 3 star with Peter Nunn was incredible. I mean, that is the kind of motivation, not necessarily, but the kind of start you entirely want to have for your entire clan. And with that, of course, that is the team, Mizoram 2014, moving on 4th from semi-final 1. But then again, we do have 2 games lined up for you guys, and thus implying moving on to the second semi-final.
I think your wishes are going to be fulfilled, because we are definitely for sure getting there. Mizoram 2014 already making it over there. Now we have the matchup of Mizo Future 2040 against Para Bhaimnang. And that's going to be one interesting matchup, because both these teams, we did see them in the previous qualifiers, barely missing out. And I just hope they have really improvised on their strats, on their attacks, and we get to see a good game.
Absolutely. I will certainly keep my fingers crossed for both of those clans indeed, because again, when you talk about Parbyang, they brought in a very interesting performance where certain clan members were not able to showcase the kind of result that probably the entire team wanted to. But on the other side, of course, what we saw was exactly that. Certain members just picking up those wings and getting that energy in, and for the clan, completely showcasing that wonderful prowess and dominating play, thus moving the entire clan forward. But today, the question is going to be, what exactly is the difference that Parabyang is going to be bringing to the table? Because on the other side is going to be Mizo 2040, all the way joining from the future. And this clan was only defeated by Noob Scarlet, our Qualifier 1 victors. So, of course, Mizo who are really, really good. It was a close match between Mizo and... But boy, oh boy, again, hashtag NE Summit. Let us know, what do you think between these two clans? Which one is it that will be moving on forth? We're going to start off this game in a few minutes. Stick around as we go on a short little break.
Airtel India Esports Talk continues its quest to find best esports athletes. The party has reached Northeast India with the Northeast Esports Summit. 2 new esports titles, Clash of Clans and FreeFire, 4 qualifiers, 1 grand final, prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees, a golden opportunity to rank up on the national leaderboard of India's best esports athletes. Northeast, are you ready?
Qualifier 1 registrations from 14th to 26th October. Hello and welcome back once again to Northeast Esports Summit. This is Qualifier 3 and an incredible start it is, thanks to, of course, Nodwin Gaming for making it all happen, alongside which, of course, it is powered by Airtel India Esports Store. An incredible turn of events where players from all across the country, Fixes, help me out. When you talk about Airtel India Esports Store as an opportunity for a young budding talent, what are you going to say about that, mate?
I mean, it's all good, to be honest. With the way Airtel India Esports Store has been in the Premiership, and now we do see it in Northeast Cup as well. You know, all those budding talents do really have a chance now to showcase their opportunity, and if they are good, and by the kind of games that we are witnessing, I'm certain we are going to see some new names in the future that will be getting a lot of accolades, not only for themselves, but also for the country.
But you know what, Fixes, another thing that we do have to point out along with that is because, of course, this is a daunting thing, right? It's very, very new for certain people, certain kids, right? Basically, who would want to really showcase that wonderful, wonderful skill that they have when it comes to the game, but maybe they're a little bit scared. But in moments like those, what should we do, mate? What is the thing that we ought to speak about?
You know, just grab yourself a can of Red Bull over there.
All that you need to do.
Yeah. Just get yourself some wings and go into this match of COC.
Right.
Get your executions right and win it.
Absolutely. With that, of course, let's have a look at semi-final 2 brackets and find out what are the teams that we are going to see go up against each other. Mizo Future 2040 going against Parabiang. Now, again, we just spoke about these two teams. Incredible turn of events when Parabyang joined us in Qualifier 2 and Mizo 2040 joined us in Qualifier 1.
Well, like a storyline you already said, you still are kind of rooting up over
yes,
here for Muso Future 2040.
I'm certainly looking
But
forward to
then,
it.
okay, let's have a clarity over here. I'll go with Parabimang on this one. There has to be some, contrast, all right?
True.
The games that we have seen in the first one was pretty close. It was just that one star that really differentiated between both these teams. So now, let's see. What are the executions? How are they going to strategize their attacks out?
Absolutely. With that, of course, hashtag NE Summit, and let's know, who do you think is going to be the team? In the chat itself, start spamming the name of the team or the clan that you think is going to be, of course, moving on forth from the semi-final 2. With that, enough banter from the analyst desk. Let's go over to our lovely casters. It is going to be Ocean Sharma and Ajala Yovindo.
All right, everybody, and we are back again, yet again. Semi-finals number 2 here, qualifier number 3, and how exciting this is going to be because we just had semi-finals number 1 and we had a winner who's going to be playing tomorrow, Mizoram 2014. And who's going to go up against them is a question now for the next 1 hour. And joining me, of course, Ocean. I am so pumped up. It's not even funny how excited I am about today.
I mean, if we're talking about today's first game that happened and the second one that actually is going to happen, obviously the teams that are going to be playing right now, they will be looking at the previous game, right? Just to think of the mistakes that happened by the other teams, they should not commit those mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly. And I was also watching the list segment because I for sure won that Red Bull from Pixels. We'll talk about that for sure. But well, if we're talking about this one, it just comes down to a few things. We saw in the final attacks of the previous game, we saw many super witches coming in. So probably we might just see that one and maybe now lessen the air attacks because that's one thing that happened. But if someone just goes with the air attacks and gets a 3-star, obviously he's like breaking the curse.
I mean, when we look at Mizo Future 2040, the interesting thing is one of their players likes to play the Lava Loon combination quite a bit. We saw them play that in a qualifier too, if I'm not wrong, and it did have a good impact. He did get the 3 stars for the team. I'm excited to see whether today that player will yet again go for his confident build, because that could definitely close in on Mizo making it for tomorrow. But at the same time, Para, nothing take away from this team. They are fantastic. They know how to play well. I wouldn't say that they are veterans, but as a team, I think they know their synergy and combination. So let's see what's in store here. The first attacker is going to be Mirbaya from Mizoram 2014. Like you mentioned, Oceans, they don't want to take any risk here. So you do see a ground attack coming here with a hybrid hog miner combination. 15 miners, 13 hogs in his arsenal. He also has quite a few raid spells. He's going to start here with the ice golem there from the southwest side of the map. Nice poison getting deployed. They're going to be freezing up that area completely. The Archer Queen, beautiful start for her. And with that, of course, you do see the healers getting deployed on the backlines, but the Archer Queen, she's still not dealt with all the defensive CC, so that's going to be her next cause of concern. We might be also going to see a Barbarian King they're getting deployed there completely from the south side. Now from the west side, there was a baby dragon that took down 2 additional units, so that's also going to be helping Mirba as he moves forward in this attack.
Well, the Queen looks good right now because obviously it's doing everything that it should alongside one Wizard as well. That Wizard can do everything in its own favor. And looking about this one, all they need to do is make up an opening, and Queen will be looking for that one. She's right next to Tesla. Will take on Tesla for sure. Now the tower goes down next. The Wizard tower is what we're talking about after that cannon. And once cannon falls down, the next target is going to be the down hall. Look at this. The down hall opens up. The wall breaker is out there as well. There goes it. The area. First star coming in for them, and now they're going to be looking for the next one as well. Siege barrack being deployed on one side as well. Pekka comes out. Pekka's anger is going to take down those areas, and after that, the proper push slowly and steadily is going to come out. But look at that, that Eagle artillery is still surviving for a reason.
Absolutely, and with that, of course, the Archer Queen, MVP Archer Queen, I must say, she's taken out 30% of this base with a little bit of the siege barrack, but now, of course, Hogs with the Royal Champion, with the Grand Warden, all in that aura there from the south side. This definitely sees a very confident conversion, but Mirba needs to be careful. The flow needs to continue. That's what's going to give him this victory. Meanwhile, the Wizards there, they don't really have any front line tanking up for them, so he's going to be sending up those Hogs just to give the Wizards the required opening. There are a few Wizards remaining, but I think that's okay here for Mirba. On the backlines, of course, he's got those 2 stars in his favor. 59 seconds left on the clock. The Grand Warden, the front lines, they've converted. The Eagle Archery is the next one to fall here. And it does feel like he can take this all to a 3-star. It's a very confident attack The only thing remaining is that Inferno Tower. If they do manage to take down Inferno Tower, it does feel like a promising 3-star attack today.
Well, it will, and I think it might just might as well be a 3-star attack the way it is happening. And obviously they'll be having a lot of trips surviving for themselves, so for sure it might as well just go down for a 3-star. Let's see how this happens till the end, because there are a few defensive troops that are out there. Not anymore as they go down right now, courtesy of the Wizards. But once these wizards fall down, I think, yeah, it might be a problem. But before that, Bees of Future, they have done everything that kind of secures their future from the first attack, and it seems like a 90%, 91% attack, and sounds good one.
I mean, I was a little concerned because we saw the Wizards getting deployed there very beautifully, but the P.E.K.K.A. on the front lines was taken down a little too much in advance. So the damage the DPS that we talk about, the damage per second coming out from these Wizards, it was reduced quite a bit. And if those Wizards would have survived till the end, this was a definite 3-star attack for this player. But because of that front line just getting depleted so fast, so soon, they kind of started losing their back line. And that is where I think the problem started. But good start, I must say. A 2-star high percentage attack coming out here, and that could definitely help them when we look at the attack damage, because ladies and gentlemen, when the stars are even, we look at attack damage, and the attack damage is even, then we look at attack time. And both the other cases, I think this player has done really well. It is just he didn't get those 3 stars, so maybe the next attack could convert into 3 stars. We also always don't really hope to see every attack turn to a 3 stars, because some bases are really difficult to get those 3 stars on. And if there's a team you already are supporting, go hashtag any summit and let us know which team are you looking forward to see join Mizo 2014 tomorrow in the finals.
I mean, we'll have to see, what happens in the second attack from Mizo Future, because obviously they have done their first attack. Now it's going to be on Parabyang, and I want to see what that team does, right? If that team actually goes with a 3-star attack right off the bat, then obviously they'll just get with that momentum. And that's one thing that we saw in the first game, because in the first game, Assam Elites and Mizoram, both of them had 3-star first attacks. But after that, the second attack, the second failure, like 60%, 70%, that changed the course of the game for them. But right now, it's a 2-star attack that we witnessed with Mizo Future. So I want to see what Parabyang actually does in this one.
Well, absolutely. If they can convert this into a 3-star, that's a good start here. It's also going to put a lot of pressure there onto our Mizo Future team. So let's see what Para has in store. They're going to be sending GIO now onto the battlefield. He's going to be going for a ground attack yet again. Hybrid Hog Miner in his favor. 15 miners, 14 Hogs. He seems to be moving in the right direction. Going to start his attack there with the Archer Queen in the front lines. The healers are there onto the back lines. Going to be entering that compartment. No, he's going to skip that compartment and head into the Town Hall compartment. Beautiful ball breaker just to make sure that the compartment opens up. Nice rage getting deployed there. You'd see the defense CC getting propped, but of course with the Archer Queen on raids, that Lava Hound is going to be dropping much faster than expected, and if he drops a poison, that's going to be a very good opening there for the team. Meanwhile, I don't really think he's going to be dropping that poison now, just to make sure that he doesn't waste too much time later on into the fights. Meanwhile, onto the backlines now, I only see one Wizard doing the chip damage, so GIO being very, very patient with this attack, going to be pulling out already 20% damage with just the Archer Queen. Meanwhile, she's going to be moving forward in the Town Hall compartment.
From the backline, you can see Secret. Yes, now Queen is out here, and Queen's going to do everything in its power. The rage is coming up, and that rage is going to raise up Queen to charge up and take down the first star of this attack right now. Another one in banks for them. The can goes down. Now it's going to be Command Castle. The next one that goes down on the backlines. You can see the main push, the Hybrid Hogman combination right next to the compartment of where the Queen was residing, and now everything is in motion. King's ability was charged up top, and so we can see right now more Hogs are coming in from backlines to support this attack, and this seems like a decent outing. We'll have to see if it ends well as well.
I like that freeze that was deployed onto the Town Hall, even though it was just the Archer Queen there. He deployed and wanted freeze spell. Now he just has one more freeze remaining. It's going to come down to where he really uses it. For now, he's going to be setting out another raid spell just to take down another compartment. A little bit of loading internet problems here for GIO, so he needs to be careful that he does everything in synergy. Meanwhile, in the front line, I saw the Royal Champion going to be taking down the Eagle Archery. GIO done everything right till now. He has the time. He has the number of heroes required to convert this to a 3 stars, and it definitely feels that Para opening up in style here, their first 3 stars in the Northeast Championship.
That seems like a pretty good one right now, and obviously they needed this momentum, and once they have this momentum, they for sure is going to go to a bit of a future perspective. And that is get that full-fledged 100% attack, and that's what they have. GIO becoming a GI Joe in this one, and now as we were talking about the first attack coming up 2 stars from Mizo Future, but Para had something in their arsenal and they just, went down with a good cannon. So I want to see what
I mean,
happens in the second one, yeah.
absolutely. And if you look at GIO's attack here, just the Archer Queen, the way he got that amount of momentum just with that one particular unit is exceptional. I didn't even see the ability get deployed till the very end of the match. That means that he had so much more left that he could deploy, but it just wasn't necessary. He also used 2 rages and 1 freeze just for her. So that's something that's very interesting. A lot of players, they kind of keep the freeze and the rage for the bigger troops, which are the Hog and minor combinations. But using these troops very well in advance with the Archer Queen definitely gives you a huge lead later on in the game.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, see, you start. Most people start off Queen as the initializations, right? They use Queen and the healers on the back ends, and they start with the initializations because Queen actually gives you a lot of time for the other troops to just come in. So Queen obviously becomes the backbone of the attack, and that's where everything just comes up. Now we're talking about Mr. Smile. Let's see if this puts a smile in the face of the future's players, because right now they're looking good. Are going to go for an air attack, an early air attack just coming in. They did not want an opening, just going with everything. Let's see if it comes down to what they are planning, or let's see if it goes.
Absolutely, and he's going for a Stone Slammer in his arsenal, and that is a very strong unit, and if it's raged at the right time, it does a lot of damage. But now, of course, we're going to see 30% of the space already taken down. The Eagle Archery very much alive and kicking, doing quite a bit of damage. That multi-targeted Inferno needs to be taken down. Smiles needs to freeze that area, but no, he's going to be freezing the other compartment. I don't know how useful that's going to be in the long run, but now he's got those 2 stars. The Dragons have split up a little bit, so that's another cause of concern. Meanwhile, the Barbarian King now onto the back lines. His ability has been deployed. The Royal Champion is there to join the party. He's going to be taking on the Eagle Archery, so he's got the problem solved here. He's got 2 minutes 7 seconds left on the clock. Quite a few Dragons yet alive, still in the ground board. It's Aura, the S Sweeper, going to be a little troublesome here, but it does feel like he's able to convert. You do see the Archer Queen still on the back lines. Ability is being deployed, but she's not going to be able to do much, but I don't think she's required, because now we see the bats come in here, and there are no wizard towers remaining. That means they're going to be cleaning up in style, and Smiles really doing it this time around.
Wow, this one was incredible. They're using just everything just for the finalizations, and that was a fast game by Mr. Smile. I mean, Mizo Future, they came, they swooped, they left. I mean, that's one thing that, like, this attack happened with the speed of light or something. This was a really, really quick attack.
That was a dragon speed attack. I mean, that was exceptionally played. If this game actually went to attack time, Mizo will just win off the way he's just saved so much of time for his team. And it's interesting to see. I mean, normally when we see so many units getting dropped down at the same time, our concern is always splash damage, because that's always going to be a problem. But the way he attacked the Eagle Archery, which is the Royal Champion and the heroes, and made sure that the Town Hall was taken down by the Dragons and the Balloon, the Stone Slammer, let's not forget, it was doing so much of damage with that rage available on him. So there are so many little things that he did right, Smiles, that he's getting this 3 stars for his team. He's also going to be on the top of the board now in the Airtel India Esports Tour Award. His performance will definitely be noted.
Yeah, that's totally true, right? Because I would say, in the less amount of time, he did more, right? So that's where efficiency also just comes up. You were ready for the base. You were like, yeah, I got this. And now Mizo Future, they have good books in for themselves. But the first attack that they did was 2-star. Now what they did is 3-star. Total gets them to 5-star. If Parabyang does this as a 3-star as well, it will get them to what? 6 stars, right? So I want to see what this team does. They are going good with the quick spells as of now. They're going good with the spells. But now the combination of hybridization, yeah, that should be trusted.
Absolutely, and I love when people drop healers on the map. It just gives me so much more confidence in the Archer Queen. And this time around, you're going to see it from the west side here. The Archer Queen is there with the healers moving efficiently into that first compartment. But the interesting thing now is that the Barbarian King is the one who's going to be getting that Lava Hound onto him. So the Archer Queen needs to deal with that Lava Hound. But the Lava Hound moving in the opposite direction. A nice Ice Golem getting dropped here, but it's a defensive Ice Golem, and that's going to freeze the Queen for a little while. The Expo doing quite a bit of damage. Now she's going to survive, but her walk has failed, and that is going to be a huge cause of concern here for Para. We went out of the back lines now. That Lava Hound is being scary, I must say. The rage getting deployed there onto the Archer Queen. This is desperation coming out here from this player now. He needs to get that Town Hall. He needs to get those stars. He's going to be freezing that Inferno Tower, just giving another freeze there onto the Town Hall so that the Archer Queen can convert. But is this conversion going to be enough? Because now time is going to be of huge, huge importance.
That is one thing we can see for sure. Now the push just comes. You can see the Hog Mana combination just rolling in that area. A lot of performed out there for sure. The Pup will be taken down one by one. And that thing, actually, you know, I would say Queen's time was just a bit wasted in this one. But well, now everything seems a bit normal. Next one, Eagle Arteries compound, but that is also being taken down. Basically, I want to see what happens once they drop all their troops. I mean, I'm talking about the last balloon, talking about the last of the wall breakers as well. Because they are just cleaning up everything. But still, as they started, there were so many troops, and now we are just left with some.
Absolutely, and my worry just for the side of Para is the fact that Moon really recovered well from what went wrong for him. But I don't really see this convert to a 3 stars because that Inferno Tower, it's a multi-Inferno Tower, it's connected to the Archer Queen, it's connected to the Grand Warden. The Yeti is going to be falling down there to the Scattershot Tower. And with that, of course, there is enough time, and that's surprising for me. I didn't expect him to have so much time with just a little more few compartments remaining. But he's still going to struggle because there's one last wall breaker remaining. He's going to be opening up that final compartment for himself. But the Grand Warden with the Archer Queen are in that other compartment, so they need to take that time to rotate across. But finally, after all said and done, Moon, he's been able to save this for himself. I must say, the way he's played this has just shown me how well people can recover after mistakes made. But is it still going to be good enough? I don't really think so. 98%, the only person remaining, the Grand Warden with a few cleanup troops. He's going to be closing this in style with 100%. Oh shit, I must say, I did not expect this to go to 3 stars today.
Wow, the way this attack happened, like it was a proper seesaw. First, I thought like Mizo is just going to take this one at 2 star, but then Para comes in with everything and Moon just takes this attack to a proper 3 star in the last nick of actual seconds that was just left out there. I mean, the Queen's time was taken down, right, when the Pups were forming out there. So Queen had to dedicate most of her time taking down Pups one by one. But then when that happened, and Queen actually made up a proper walk from one direction to the other. But this was incredible, the way this attack happened. I mean, this for sure is something that no one expected.
Absolutely. I mean, if I just have to break down that one attack, for me, the way he used his free spells shows a lot of experience. The fact that he sent one free spell onto the Inferno Tower, one onto the Town Hall, that's an investment of 2 big spells just for one particular hero. But to convert and not need to use them for any of the other towers, that's pure calculation coming out there by this player. And that just shows how much experience he has playing this game time and time again. But now, of course, it's going to be Mizo. They need to get their 3 stars now, and Angela's going to be the next one performing from their side. Interesting. Finally, we do see a Yeti Smash Bowler combination. I've been looking forward to this attack. One Ice Golem, of course, into the front lines now. The Archer Queen is there, beautifully getting rage there. The healers on the back lines getting dished out quite a bit of damage, and we could see her ability getting deployed a little earlier than expected if things go wrong. Meanwhile, there's going to be a wall breaker just opening up that gap, and she is going to be entering that Eagle Artery chamber. So somewhere the Archer Queen is having a phenomenal walk for herself. Meanwhile, now it just comes down to where he really starts the Yeti Smash combination for now. He's going to be setting an Ice Golem in the front lines. Of course, you're going to see the wall wrecker there making its way towards that wizard, was smashing through it, and now the bowlers are going to be available.
This looks good, right? Bowlers onto the backlines for sure, doing everything right, being the spine of that wall wrecker. A good frozen area right out there just for them, and Trent was moving up on that area as well. The next stop is going to be Town Hall, and let's see if the first star comes and the 2 stars come together, because this might just come in. Yes, 2 stars are coming in together because Town Hall goes down. Now, look at that, Lava Hound's confused. Where should it go onto the defensive side? Because Lava Hound was moving on from one direction to the others, and now Lava Hound is trying everything that it can, but still, the defensive Lava Hound is confused right now on its movements.
Absolutely, but now of course warrior for Angela. I mean, he's lost quite a few troops. He has the Archer Queen ability alive, finally going to be deployed there. But on the sidelines, if we look closely, there are no more bowlers, there are no more Yetis, and there's no more Royal Champion. And with that, of course, it does feel like things are turning out to be not very interesting, I must say. The good part is he did manage to take down the Eagle Archery. He did manage to take down the Town Hall. He did manage to take down most of the Inferno Towers, but at the cost of losing a lot of bowlers. And that's going to be expensive now for him.
For sure, it's going to be expensive right now. But News of Future, again, if we're talking about the attack, this could have been a 3-star attack, but the time, that was a crucial factor that just went down from them. 2-star, 83%. I would say it's decent, but still, this gives another chance for Parabian to go for another 3-star. And if they get this one as well, they will be having numbers game. And if they get another 3-star, no one's stopping them from, just moving forward.
I mean, it's pressure, pressure, pressure. Yeah, none for Para. I mean, they're looking so confident. I think the fact about this team is that they're individually such great performers that even if there are a few mistakes made, they know how to recover. And that is something I'm not really seeing in Mizo Future's lineup. Even in the previous attack, we saw the bowlers, they entered the right compartment, but they took at least another 5 seconds to take down the Eagle Archery. And that is a risk that you don't normally take. You at least send a Royal Champion to be able to take down those massive damage dealers. So there are a few things that they could have done differently, but now it's going to be San Goku joining us here from Para's side. And finally, we do see a change in combinations. He's got 6 bowlers, 6 Yetis. He's also got 4 balloons in the arsenal, 2 witches to heat things up. We also have 1 headhunter in the mix of thing. Now, this base is of Legend Jaws, so it does feel like a very complex base, very compact. I would have preferred to see an air attack in this kind of base, but I think San Goku will be very confident in this particular combination. For now, he's going to start his attack there with the Royal Champion, so it's going to be a suicide hero attack mostly coming out from him, just making sure he takes down all the heroes and the required towers. Meanwhile, now you see the Grand Warden coming in there from the east side, the healers right behind him, the balloon in the front, just to make sure if there are any additional traps they can be dealt with. And meanwhile, on the sidelines now, we are going to see the Barbarian King come in there with the witches, so that's going to be another big walk. But he's coming in from most of a semicircle 180-degree concept. I'm interested to see how he gets those Yetis inside now.
All are. That's one thing that we'll see, because Yetis have been deployed, but they are still outside. We're talking about bowlers as well, they have been taken down as well in this one, but for now, a good ability charge up from the King side is coming up, and King and Kingsmen are going to be doing everything that's in the paths, and they are doing everything right for themselves. Headhunter has been deployed as well, Wallbreaker is out there, but Town Hall, Scatter Shot, Clan Castle, all the defensive units on one side, they are untouched right now.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, a quick poison get deployed there for the defensive CC. The Archer Queen is hidden somewhere between all those troops, and my worry here is that splash damage is going to be a huge cause of concern here for San Goku. But now, with that poison available and that freeze, it does feel like somewhere this Archer Queen can deal with all this momentum. But moving forward into the next compartment, that is another cause of concern. Meanwhile, Eagle Archery has already been taken down, so that is good. No more splash damage going to be dealt on the Son Goku's remaining units. But now the Town Hall has been activated. He needs to take this Town Hall down. He's finally going to be able to do it, getting those 2 stars in his favor. And now he needs to push through, find whatever he can. But meanwhile, onto the south side now, you see this hidden Tesla farm that's just been propped, and that's where he's going to be struggling. I feel he's already struggling because most of his bowlers and Yetis have completely disappeared, and that means these heroes alone need to do the next 40% damage.
It's difficult. It's not impossible though, but it's difficult, right? Given the fact that time is not their friend right now, and the left side, if you just have a look at this one, that left side, it has a lot of pin points on, so I want to see what happens in this one. But still, Parabian, they won't be going for a 9 total stars as a whole, but they might as well go for an 8 one, and with the future, this might be their opening, this might be the opening that they need, but for that will be a story of their other attack. But right now, a final bits and bits of the attacks are just coming in from Queen as well.
I was a little worried when I did see him drop down that 180-degree attack. It did feel like it could go really wrong for him, because when you have too many players or too many units in one specific area, the Eagle Archery will target you. That's how it's designed, that wherever there are max amount of units, you will see it. They say it's a random prop, but it is not a random probability. Sometimes you see it normally just take down the units that are all together in one specific area. And in this attack, everybody was in that central compartment, not only the Grand Warden, but the Archer Queen, the Bowlers, the Yetis, the Ice Golem, everything. And that is really difficult to manage. Another thing is that most of the defenses that I saw, they were all splash damage. And when you have too many units concreted into one zone, that was risky. So I don't know why he really did that. He could have played this a little differently. He started off with the Royal Champion, which is a really squishy unit. You normally don't make him start an attack unless you're going for a suicide hero attack. So I was a little worried as to why Para did this, but they still have a 1-star lead. And I think they could take this risk, and they've taken it, but they can't take any more risks anymore because Mizo, they're not going to let this one go. It is a silver lining for them, and they will look to convert this.
They will look to convert this. Nanji's out there. Sangoku with the attack was not that good, but with the defense left safe, it would be the final one. But look at that. Alright, so one hog takes down each and every troop from the CC, and right now, Queen is going to do the rest of the job. That's good poison just coming in a very good area right now. But the Cannon's trying to do everything, but I don't think so, Cannon. That's going to be your thing. But look at that one side, the Barbarian King has been dropped down as well. Taking down Tesla right now. The Portrait might just go next, but before that, taking down these areas. But the most important thing is hybrid combination. Again, we'll have to see how this happens, or if this is the savior game for Miss of Future.
It has to be a savior game. They have no option but to convert this. If they want to see themselves tomorrow in the finals, this is the matchup. For now, of course, you do see the Barbarian King there. He is running around. Yes, Ocean, what do you say?
That was a wrong ability deployment from Barbarian. That was the early ability. He should not have done that. That's what I was saying.
So that is risky. I did not really see that momentum on the map. Angie, he is in a little bit of trouble here and lost his Barbarian King very early on in the fight. Going to be a costly effect. Can the Archer Queen really make up for that? That is the important question. Meanwhile, she's going to be entering that compartment and just start her secondary walk very close to the town hall. So that's definitely going to be 2 stars here in favor of Angie by the time we reach that 1 minute mark. But now the siege barrack is going to be deployed there from the north side. Behind that, of course, you do see a Yeti also going to be deployed. So I do like the tank ability coming out here from the siege barrack. But the Wizards, I hope they can stay alive for as long as possible.
Let's see how, things just end up. Right now, they have deployed most of their units, but now the maximum push comes in. Miners and Hogs are coming in. 20%, 21%, 1 star is what they at right now. Eagle Archery. Now it's the job of Eagle Archery to take down everyone with the eagle eye that there is. Exposed doing everything in its favor as well, and the defensive Royal Champions is going to be out there as well. But now Exposed just opening up their mouths, trying to take down the things, but a freeze just coming in. That's a good freeze. Scattershot is going to be the next doing everything. This might go for a 3-star, but it might as well go for a 90% 2-star as well. We'll have to see how it just turns out with everything.
Absolutely, and nice recovery, I must say, for that Barbarian King. It did feel like it was going to be really risky, but for now, of course, there is going to be a slight loading issue here, but okay, we do see 2 stars in his favor for now. 36 seconds left on the clock. What are your thoughts, Ocean?
We'll have to see 30 seconds right now on the clock, and that Royal Champions will do everything as well as the ability gets deployed right now. 90% 2-star is where we are right now. This can might as well go to a 3-star for sure, easily. I mean, recovery was good, and this was the savior game. It did turn out to be a savior game right now. 1 final troop left, and that is where everyone's going to go down. Miners coming up with everything. Angie becoming an angel right now, getting that 3-star for Mizo Future. We'll have to see what Parabang actually does in the retaliation, because they need to get their toes on. This is a 10-star overall for Mizo Future. Parabang, they'll have to go for a 3-star.
Absolutely, they have to go for 3 stars, and what a phenomenal performance. This was actually a mistake that was completely saved, and honestly, I didn't really expect that yet again, because when I've seen this team perform prior to this, I didn't really see them recover from the mistakes they made. But today, the way Angie has played and got us to that 4th game, getting those 3 stars for the team, so very important. And this is going to be really important for them as they head into their 5th game, because now the pressure is not so much on them, it is on Para's side. And if Para does not convert this, I do see Mizo moving into the future, giving them then other finals to play. And hopefully, if they win that, we will see them at the grand finale that's going to be happening next month. For now, of course, Para, knowing things are going wrong for themselves, going to be sending RK into the arena. He's going for a hybrid Hog Miner combination. 15 miners, 15 Hogs, very evened out over here. At the front lines, of course, is going to be the Archer Queen. She also has the healers at the back lines, the Lava Hound. Simple strategy, simple execution. going to be able to do this. A quick poison, of course, going to be deployed just to deal with this lava now.
I mean, sounds like a decent job for them for sure, the way they are going to be going up with this attack right now. But one thing is, if Parabian, they do a 2-star attack, then the game's over for them, because they'll reduce their overall damage, because 75% is what Piece of Future is at. If they do a 2-star, maybe 80% tag or maybe 90% tag, it will still take them to a 52% 72% overall damage. So I want to see what this attack does for Parabian, because they were the team that had a very good pressure on the opponent team. Siege Bragg, well, has been deployed right next to Kings. Movement and King and Becca are shaking hands right now, just moving along with each other. Eagle Archer is going to do everything on the King side, but it will not going to stop the King right now. Now Expos and Infernos for sure going to do that, but now comes the push. The hybrid push is going to be out here. I mean, the Hogs have been deployed. 3 Hogs still just remaining. Now they're going to be taken down as well, and Royal Champion is going to be moving in as well.
Absolutely. Royal Champion, the end of the front lines, and heading right into that Eagle Artery chamber, and that's going to be the most important chamber for them once they take down this town hall. It's already 1 star in their favor, and it does feel like such an interesting compartment, because the Eagle Artery is open for all, but it means that there could be a few hidden traps there, so you do see RK a little concerned about that. Meanwhile, onto the back lines now, there is momentum getting set, and the Wizard Tower going to go down next.
Tower is going to go at it again. Eagle Artery, the central line Eagle Artery is still surviving. I mean, Royal Champion has all its focus on that one, but 49% 1 star. Easy 2 stars should be coming in right about now. But I want to see how far can this one go. Because Parabian, if you go down in this one, might as well just go to what? 60%, 65% is where the overall percentage will go.
Absolutely, and that's really not a place you want to be, especially when you're doing your 4th attack. The fact that he's just at 53% now is risky, even if at the end of the day they even out the stars and we look at attack damage. Para's this attack is going to cost them even in attack damage. Yes, of course, they've had some great attacks that have ended at 90% and so on and so forth. But when we look at this particular attack in focus, I don't really see that happening. And it's already 0 seconds onto the clock, 57% here. Something that Para was completely not expecting. But that is the beauty, right? All the way through till now, we thought Para has a lead. Para's going to do great. They've got everything going for themselves. And suddenly Mizo, they come back from the future and they kind of just tell you, hey, you know what? We belong to the future. We are going to play that finals. We're just going to send our best players at the very end. And the way Angie performed definitely tells me that they played this in a very different structure. They sent out their good players in the first 3 rounds, and they've left the remaining 2 slots for their best players to get the 3 stars.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. And after that, I want to see how the momentum now comes up from Mr. Future, because this is the last one. Look at that. What I said, 66.6% is the overall damage right now with Parabian. Now, Mr. Future, if they want to build with damage strats, they can do that. But for that, the final attack is going to be something that just chimes in. This is looking like an air attack. A good air attack will be coming in. Ice Golem is on one side, but onto the other side is where the Queen is going to showcase her immense talent. That is taking down the troops, taking out the defensive areas. X4 might be just falling down, and yes, it is.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, I mean, you know, he has enough time. When we look at this combination, it is an air attack coming out here from this player. And it does mean that if he can convert this confidently, because it's a strategy, we could see the side of Mizo move on for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true, but look on to the other side as well. The King is coming. If Mizo goes tomorrow, onto the game for tomorrow, then it's going to be Mizo versus Mizo Future. I want to see what happens when 2014, strikes 2014.
That's going to be really interesting, because we did see that in qualifier number 2, if I'm not wrong. But for now, of course, onto your screens here, it is going to be the Archer Queen. She's getting on into the compartment, taking down 1, but now, of course, sitting on the outskirts of things. We'll be taking down the Wizard Tower next. Meanwhile, on the back lines now, you're going to see Royal Champion East. They're coming in from the east side, taking down those few compartments. We're going to be taking a fall pretty soon. He does have the ability, so that's going to give him a few more lives to survive. Meanwhile, from the south side, of course, the Barbarian King, he's already taken a drop. And now, of course, you see the dragons coming in there with the balloons, entering that compartment, a very important compartment. Once they're able to take down Inferno Tower, things get a little bit easier. But the defensive CC, nobody dealt with the defensive CC, and that's going to be a huge problem here for the side of Legend. Can he really do this? A Battle Flame is going to be deployed there, making its way towards the Town Hall. 44% damage done, 1 minute 12 seconds on the clock.
Back to the rest. Everybody reach down into that area, and there is Town Hall will be going down, and they just need to take this attack to an 80+%. If they go for that one, they will be looking good. Look at that, bat spell has been dropped down as well, and we know what the bats are capable of, and that is what they're going to be doing right now, but they have been shut down. Easy shutdown onto the bats is coming up. 1 star is what we are looking at right now. If they go for a 2-star, it's good, because they came this far not to lose, right? They came this far just to take up a win on themselves, but it seems like the game has changed. Whoa.
This is so scary. If this does close at a 1-star attack, it has closed at a 1-star attack, and this is honestly devastating me to even see.
Well, the game just changed. I mean, it seemed like it was Mizo Future's game, but now Parabayang, they just need to take 2 stars. 2 stars, 50% 2 stars. If they can get that, they have the game. 55% 2 stars, they have the game. Like, minimum 50% and 2 stars is what they need. If they get that, it's theirs. Like, tomorrow is theirs. That's one thing.
It's just so sad. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you see a team, they performed so well till now. They got everything right, but now everything has gone wrong.
Yeah, everything just changed its pace. And let's see how this just gets down, right? So, got this last act. Rural Ninja is starting off with this one. Has a good combination. Will be going with the boulders and Yetis for sure in this one. But I want to see if this is going to get him the 2 stars that.
Absolutely. I mean, Rural Ninja, a little bit about this player. I saw him perform prior to this, and he was able to convert really well. Today, if he gets this 1 star, that's all they need. And when I look at this fight, I look at Para, I just think this is so lucky today that Mizo closed their final attack at 1 star. This was definitely going so neck to neck. And Para somewhere, they will be thanking their gods. This is how it's planned out. For now, of course, you see the Grand Ball in the front lines there, the ball wrecker is there, the bowlers are there, everybody moving in synergy towards the north side. And without any pressure on them, it does feel like a very easy convertible 1-star attack. Making it 2 also is an easy conversion. Getting it to 55% even more easier, because that's how their troops are. And now, of course, we're going to see the momentum getting set there. A lot of damage getting dished out there by the Eagle Archery. The conversion there from the Inferno Tower, taking on quite a few units. And this defensive base coming out here is beautiful. The Poison, of course, going to be able to take down a few more units. But the Archer Queen, she is working overtime, trying to convert. The Town Hall still alive. No star in his favor as of now. Finally, going to be getting that 1st star for himself. Mostly going to be a 2nd one, with the Town Hall taking a fall there. And Rural Ninja, even if he stops now, he's already got what his team requires. As sad as it sounds to me, they are going to be moving forward with not actually an equal fight, but I think if he pushes this all the way to 100%, he would prove his caliber as an independent and individual player, and that would actually make me really proud of his team.
When this game started, I mean, they got everything. Look at that. The bad spells are coming in as well, and they're going to do each and every inch of damage if they can. But if we talk about this attack, if we talk about the way this attack was executed, it actually happened. I loved it. When it was 49%, they got no star. As soon as it reaches 50%, 51, they got 2 stars right off that bat, and that seemed really good. 74%, 76% 2 star is what they have right now, and that is where it all just ends. So far, I would say it seems really good. Might as well, they have 30 seconds. They can go for a 77% if they need it, and it seems like they want to go for a 77%.
I mean, I would really feel bad if I'm Mizo Future 2040. If 1 more star was all they required, if they had that 1 more star today, we would have seen them at least give an equal fight here to Para. But unlucky day for them, I must say. This whole game, like you mentioned, was just like a seesaw. The fact that it started off with Para doing really well, and then Mizo, of course, taking the lead there, and then Mizo doing completely something not expected, giving us a 1-star attack, and then we see Para just come back at the end. A very exciting semi-final number 2, ladies and gentlemen. I never really expected this to happen, but we have a winner, and Para is going to be moving forward to play the finals tomorrow against Mizoram 2014. And Ocean, I know you were expecting both the Mizos to go up against each other tomorrow, but you're not going to be getting that. But hopefully in qualifier number 2, if Mizo Future comes back, we could see them make it to the grand finals.
Yeah, that's for sure. And there's one thing that I'll look forward is Para, because this team, they know how to win a game that they almost lost, right? And that was incredible.
So if I have to ask you just a quick question, between the two teams that have made it through the semi-finals, if you had to put your money in one of them, for our audience also to help them out, give us a good... Wow, you're already going to go with Para?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put my money on Mizo 2014. I think they have really grown through the first qualifier. I saw them play. And I mean, watching the second qualifier, I'm sure they've taken down notes. I did find a few weaknesses in Para's build. I do feel they can be exploited if you have the right bases designed, if you have the right trap set. And Para, they seem to be a very confident team on the ground attack. So if I see Mizo tomorrow create defenses that are really strong against ground attacks, we could see Mizo move forward. But at the same time, we got to realize they have only one day. And in one day, they need to go back to the drawing board, figure out their opponents, figure out their strategies, and come back to us tomorrow. So that's all, of course, from here at the caster's desk. Let's head back to the main desk and see what our analyst has to say about all this.
Thank you so very much, Angela, as well as Ocean. Indeed, I have to agree with Angela as well as Ocean, because when it comes to the clans today and the clans to be expected as, yes, Para certainly doing really, really good, making the clan proud from compared to what they did earlier. And on the other side, of course, was the conversation about Mizo 2014, and Mizo 2014 has also grown up so much.
Absolutely.
Just the perfect matchup for tomorrow.
You know, it all came down to the final attack from both these teams, and that is where Legendary Jose really, really messed up.
Ouch.
Big time. I mean, I really could not figure out what he was trying to do with his attack. He's got a lot of different units out there. He could not synergize them well, and that one star, I think, I believe, was the differentiating factor. And there you go, Para by Mang getting that win. And the last attack, we did see that Yeti bow bat attack over there, and they were doing really good. But like our casters mentioned, for tomorrow's finals, we did see some fallacies in both these teams over there, but it's still okay. It's still those early phases, and you never know. Like they have already been progressive with their approach. They have been improving by the day, and maybe tomorrow in the finals we get to see a very, very interesting matchup.
Absolutely. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for that. I mean, up until now, this is, of course, Qualifier 3 that we're in, day number 1, where COC semifinals have come to an end. With that, of course, when you look at the brackets, what we're looking forward to for tomorrow's finale for Qualifier 3 is, of course, going to be Mizoram 2014 going against Paramyang. And who is going to be the victor? Well, only tomorrow's time will tell. But today, what you guys sitting back at home can do is, of course, hashtag NE Summit and let us know what team, what clan do you think amongst these two will be moving on forth. Because up until now, from Qualifier 1, we had Noob Scarlet. You move on to Qualifier 2, we of course saw Manipur Esports. And then tomorrow's question is, of course, going to be answered tomorrow. But indeed, do not forget to let us know, what do you think? What clan do you support between these two? Who do you think is probably going to be taking that Qualifier 3 spot? Because after all, Qualifier 4 still remains. And for that, of course, we've got a massive prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees when it comes to the entire Northeast Esports Summit. And that is an opportunity for you guys. Again, I mean, you've got Airtel India Esports to such an incredible opportunity to participate and get amongst and against the top-notch esports players in the country, right?
Yeah, of course. And with that, we get more Red Bulls. We get ourselves more wings, of course. And I'm really excited for tomorrow's final showdown, because so much is about to happen, not just in the realms of Clash of Clans. We also do have FreeFire coming up.
Exactly.
And in that game, you do need those wings right from the moment you take that plunge. So, yeah, for the victory.
Absolutely, for the victory indeed. With that, of course, we do reach the end of our day 1 qualifiers for Northeast Esports Summit. We are gonna go for today. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow with, of course, the final for COC along with some Free Fire. Until then, take care, stay awesome.
Airtel India Esports Talk continues its quest to find best esports athletes. The party has reached Northeast India with the Northeast Esports Summit. 2 new esports titles, Clash of Clans and FreeFire, 4 qualifiers, 1 grand final, prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees, a golden opportunity to rank up on the national leaderboard of India's best esports athletes. Northeast, are you ready?
Qualifier 1 registrations from 14th to 26th October.